Creating a basic Google form is simple. You're going to start in your Google Drive and you're going to go to New and you're going to go down to Google Forms, either in your list. If you don't see it in your list, you're going to have to go to More, and then you can find Google Forms in your list. Now you can start by creating a title for the form. Once you click outside of the title up there, the title will automatically add within your workspace below. So if you want the title down here to be something different, you'll have to delete this and type in a different title. But you can also give your form a description. You can add any information you want in here. And then below that is your first question. Once you click into that question area, you can ask your question. And you can go over to the right here and you can choose what kind of a question you want. So you could have this be just a short answer and have people fill that in, or a long paragraph so that people have room to write a long answer to your question. You have multiple choice, in which case people can only choose one option. But if you want people to choose multiple options, you can choose the check boxes. If you have lots of multiple choice options and you want to save yourself some space, you can choose a drop-down menu. You can even have the recipients of this form upload some sort of a file into the Google form. You can do a linear scale, multiple choice grid, checkbox grid. You can have them enter in a date or a time. For now, let's leave ours on multiple choice. So let's just add some answers in here. You can see as soon as I click into that add option box, I get another add option box below. Now you've just created your first question on your Google form. You can choose to make this question required if you want by clicking the required option down here. Some other options you have in this little menu along the side are to add another new question. You can import questions. This will allow you to add questions from another Google form. You could add a title and a description. You could add an image, and this is nice if you want to ask people a question about an image or use an image as a writing prompt. Same thing below that, you can add a video, and this is nice if you want people to answer questions about a video. And below that, you have this option to add a section, and sections can be nice because it can allow you to jump around from one set of questions to another. So there's your basic questions. Also want to just show you some settings that you have up here. So if you go up to the top right and go to your settings menu, on the general tab here, you can choose to collect emails. And this is always a nice option, unless you're creating a form where you want participants to remain anonymous. But collecting email addresses is a great way to make sure you have the name of everyone who's completed this form. And then you can limit who can fill out this form. You can limit people to just one response per form. And these are some important options at the bottom. Unless you have a quiz where you want to make sure you're locking students into their first set of answers, it's a good idea to allow respondents to edit their responses after they've submitted it. You can also let them see a summary of charts and text responses. Let's scroll back up to the top here and let's look at presentation. So here you just have some options to show a progress bar. If you have a long form, this is kind of nice so people know how many more questions they have left. If you're worried about students maybe cheating off of each other, you could shuffle the order of the questions. And you have the option to show a link to submit another response. Then you can also change what your confirmation message is. So you could have this be, "Thank you for completing this assignment," or whatever you'd like to type in there. And if you want to use this Google form as a quiz so that it's automatically graded and students can see correct and incorrect responses, you can do that on the Quizzes tab. You would simply turn on quiz mode, and then you have some options below that. And so when all your settings are the way you want them, you'll just click Save. Now next to your settings is the Send button. You have lots of ways to share this form with others for them to fill it out. You can share it via an email, and so you could type in email addresses right here, and it'll go right to the people you want to fill out this form. Now you can also just get a link to this form by copying this link, and then you can add this link wherever you would like. And your last option here is to embed the form. And so you could copy the HTML here, and then you could embed it in a website or other such place. And those are the very basics of creating a Google form.